Hello, in today's video I am here to explain you how to review a journal article. Whether you are publishing a journal article, review or completing one for a class, your critique should be fair, thorough and constructive. Skim the article to get a feel for its organization. You have to read it multiple times and jot down notes and comments during the process. And also you have to evaluate the text section by section and assess how well each component fulfills its purpose. Come up with a thesis that consciously summarizes your evaluation, compose your review and include specific examples that back up your claims. The first step in it was active reading. Familiarize yourself with your publication's style guide. If you are publishing your review, you have to check the journal's format and style guidelines first. Familiarizing yourself with publication standards will give you an idea of how to evaluate the article and structures your review. Familiarizing yourself with format and journal style guidelines is especially important if you have published with that journal in the past. For example, a journal might require you to recommend an article for publication. You have to meet a certain word count or provide reasons that the author should make. If you are reviewing a journal article for a school assignment, you have to familiarize yourself with the guidelines your instructor provided. Then the second step, which is you have to skim the article to get a feel for its organization. First, you have to look through the journal article and try to trace its logic. And the next step is you have to read the title, abstract and headings to get a feel or how the article is organized. In this initial quick skim, identify the question or problem that the article addresses. Then the third step, which is you have to give the article a quick once over read. After a quick skim, you have to read the article from beginning to the end to develop an overall impression at this stage. You have to identify the article thesis or the main argument, and also you have to highlight or underline where it is started in the introduction and conclusion. Then the fourth step, you have to reread the article and take notes. After reading it in full, then the article section by section, you can print out a copy and write notes and comments in the margins. If you prefer working with a digital copy, write your notes and comments in your Word document. While giving the article a close read, can you whether and how well the article resolves its central problem. And also ask yourself, is the investigation important and does it uniquely contribute to its field? At this stage, note any terminological inconsistencies, organizational problems, typos and formatting issues. Then we had come to the part 2, which is critical evaluation, which is the most important step. You have to decide how well the abstract and the introduction map out the article. You have to examine the abstract and the introduction in detail, and you have to ask yourself the following. How well does the abstract summarizes the article, the problem it addresses, its techniques, results and significance? For example, you might find that an abstract describes a pharmaceutical studies topic and skips to results without discussing the experiment methods with much detail. Does the introduction map out the article structure? Does it clearly lay out the groundwork? A good introduction gives you a clear idea of what to expect in the coming sessions. It might be stated that the problem and the hypothesis, briefly describe the investigation methods, then state whether the experiment is proved or disproved the hypothesis. Then the second step is to evaluate the article references and literature review. Most journal articles include a review of existing literature early on and throughout cite previously scholarly work. Determine if the sources it references are authoritative, how well its literature review summarizes sources, and whether the sources situate the article in the field of research or simply drop well-known names. If necessary, spend some time pursuing copies of the article sources so you can better understand the topic's existing literature. A good literature review will say something like Smith and Jones in their authoritative 2015 study demonstrated that adult men and women responded favorably to the treatment. However, no research on the topic has examined. So the techniques and efforts and effects and safety in the children and adolescents, which is what we sought to explore in our current work. Then the third one is you have to examine the methods. You have to ask yourself, are these methods are an appropriate, reasonable means of solving the problem? And also you have to imagine other possible ways of setting up an experiment or structuring an investigation, and note any improvements the authors could have made. For example, you might observe that subjects in medical study did not accurately represent a diverse population. So, I think this video will be helpful for you. In this video, we had discussed about how to review a journal article. I think this video will be helpful. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. If you have any other doubts or queries regarding this or any other else, you can comment us below, or you may contact us through our WhatsApp number or mail us through our mail ID. Thanks for watching.